So, okay, now fast forward, graduated from the school and mailman just arrived, graduated from the school. Then I just happened to be driving by one day. And I was like, I got an hour to kill. I want to go see if Dr. Killian, the director, is there. He's a great person, right? So I walk into his office. He's like, Ray, what's going on? Oh my God, what you been up to? And I told him, I've been playing with so and so and so and so. And then he offered me, he said, I have a position opening up for teaching Latin percussion. And he goes, and it was like in 10 days.
No kidding.
And I said, well, I said, I don't have a bachelor's or a master's, I don't have that. And he said, no, but what you have is experience, and I need the kids to understand experience as well. Right. And he goes, you can put together a syllabus for me. And I was like, what's that? He said, this is what he gave me an example. This is what I need from you. Work on that. So I was like, okay, walked in, started teaching Latin percussion like that. I had a class of about 20 students, and it was twice a week. And then it started evolving into other opportunities came up. The history of rock and roll course, the teacher, she needed to visit family back east. So she asked me to suffer her for 2 weeks. And now we're talking a class that meets every day, right? And it's the history of rock and roll. And she gave me like, here's everything,
This thick. Yeah.
So, yeah. And dude, teaching that class was so much fun because, we're talking about there's audio and video and lecture. And I had like 60 plus students in a lecture hall, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, have one remote audio, one remote video ready to go. And then we're talking about Little Richard. We're talking about the time frame of the Beatles. Like the Beatles was a whole week, which is awesome.
Right.
And then she came back and she took her class, right? And then I got, then the music business class came up. And it's like, do you want that class? And I was like, and I said, once again, I don't have the master, because, you need a master's to teach, right? And the director, now new director came in. Killian retired and a new guy came in. And he told me, no, man, it's important for the students to know what's real. So I told him day one, I said, look, the business changes every day, every week. Stuff happened 2 hours ago. That's not happening now. Right. I said, but you have to be thick-skinned. You have to roll with the changes. You got to be ready to just do what's needed for the situation, for the song, for the musical director. You have to be a team player. And if you can't do any of this, this is not for you. I said, this is not the field you want to be in. Yeah.
No, I'm so glad you boiled it down to if you cannot handle this criteria, this is not for you.
Yeah.
And I prided myself on doing that. I'd like, if you don't want this, and this is not easy.
Yeah.
This is not, it just is not easy.
Yeah. It's not, I tell them you're going to work. If you want to work, you're going to work a lot. If you want time off, I said, be careful with that. Don't give yourself like a couple of days off. Don't give not right now, not when you're trying to get established and create a name. Right. I said, take everything. I tell my students, take everything you can and do what you can. If it's good music, if it's a good friend, and do it for free. Why not? What are you going to do? If you have 3 hours, do it. I said, you'll be rewarded later on it.
That's so true. Sometimes you don't know why you're doing a gig. You're shaking your head going, this is not great, but somebody's listening. Somebody listen, and another opportunity will come out of this.
Look at places. You are the classic example of that. And I just spoke about that to this young drummer I know. I said, man, I've been doing this Funk Friday with my buddy. We've done it 3 times. I said, all of a sudden, boom, Snowman gives me a session. Right. And it's his album. Right. It's like, I heard you playing with Paul. It sounds amazing. Like, me and Paul are brothers, we're family. We do anything we can for each other. And it's like, wow, Paul got me a gig, that's awesome.
I love that, because really awesome. It came out of a hang, and who knows really what that's for other than the brotherly connection and to play some music. But the byproduct is great that it's a gig.
And it's
never
awesome.
know
I mean,
why you're doing
it's
it.
you never know why you're doing it.
Mm-mm.
And also, I tell the students, just the main thing is networking and roll with the changes. If you can do those two things, you're fine. You'll make it. And obviously, practice your instrument. Learn. One of the best things I've ever heard was like learn the foundation, learn the history of the instrument, and then make it your own. And then as soon as you make it your own, you'll become a working musician and learn every style of music possible. That's it. And you know what? I asked Robert Lamb because Robert, I didn't audition for Chicago, right? I did not audition. They just said, okay, let's do it. They send me the music. I learn the music. Now it's different, as you know, when you're listening to music and you love the song.
Yeah,
it's awesome. But then when you have to play it, it's a different approach because you have to learn it.
Yes, you do. You have to go back because you might have learned it and played it wrong for 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, or you're in your car singing along going, hell yeah, air drums and everything. Yep. And then you're like, wait a minute. No, okay, on this section, there's no drums. It's tambourine. Okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I made little cheat notes for myself for the first two shows, right? And I'm looking at and I'm playing, and Robert's right here to my left and Wally's to my right. So I'm playing, looking at the cheat notes. And then Robert, after the first show, he said, man, it sounds great. And he goes, but do me a favor. Don't use the cheat notes tomorrow night. And he goes, because it looks like you're reading music. And he goes, this is rock and roll. This is like, look at, none of us are reading music. We all know the song. And he goes, let it get into your soul. And if you make mistakes tomorrow, so what? And he goes, so what? Don't worry about it. And I was like, what a beautiful approach, beautiful. And then I did. I put my little charts, left them in the room, and I was all nervous.
It's a little bit of a crutch. I understand for sure.
Yeah. But then I asked Robert. I said, man, it's crazy. I didn't even audition. And Robert said, oh no, you did. You did audition. We sat around and watched a performance you did with David Sanborn. And,
no kidding.
And he said, oh man, the guy plays with Sanborn and they all love Sanborn. He was like, that was a ticket for me. As soon as I saw you playing with Sanborn, I was like, he's in. I was like, awesome.